This lesson is going to focus on the opposing claim and the dismissal of the opposition in the concluding paragraph of our 5-paragraph essays. Here is an example of an opposing claim. Although some TV shows can be educational, a hands-on learning experience is more lasting than a passive learning experience. Let's be honest, most people learn better by doing rather than watching. I'd like you to take a minute and try to come up with some conclusions about these two sentences. What do you notice? Once you've come up with something, please start the video. All right, so after looking at these two sentences, you may have been able to divide them into two separate parts. The first part, or the first sentence, was our opposing claim. Although some TV shows can be educational, a hands-on learning experience is more lasting than a passive experience. Then in green, we see the dismissal of the opposition. Let's be honest, most people learn better by doing rather than watching. So what we're going to do is we're going to first talk about the opposing claim, then you're going to write your opposing claim, then we're going to talk about the dismissal, and then you will write the dismissal. So if we look at the opposing claim, it's the counter argument that has the opposite opinion than you do. Some of you guys have been working with this topic of should YouTube ban stunt videos. So your opinion, some of you might have said yes, YouTube should ban stunt videos. If you said yes, then the counter argument would be no, YouTube should not ban stunt videos. Now, on the other hand, you may have originally said no, YouTube should not ban stunt videos, and then your counter argument would be yes, YouTube should ban stunt videos. So your counter argument is always the opposite opinion of the one that you hold. So when we look at the counter argument, it's going to give a reason for that claim. So, for example, if I'm looking at YouTube stunts and I believe that we should ban them, my counter argument is going to give a reason for why somebody might say no. This is going to help me be less biased and therefore more reliable. Now, my ultimate goal is to push my viewpoint. This will happen in the dismissal of the counter argument, or that second portion, if we look back here, that was highlighted in green. So let's first focus on the first part, which is our opposing claim. How are we going to write our opposing claim? Well, what we need to do is we need to think of all of the reasons for both sides. So some of you may be working with this topic. What were the benefits and detriments of YouTube stunt videos? Other people may be working with a different topic. So what you need to do is you need to think of the pluses and the minuses. So you as a reader, as a writer, need to be aware of both sides. So what you're going to do is you are going to make your opposing claim into a complex sentence, specifically following the format of DC, IC. You can use one of these subordinating conjunctions, or you may use one of the ones on the poster in the classroom. So here are some examples of counter arguments or opposing claims. Although there are some educational programs on TV, many of the shows that kids watch are inappropriate. So here I'm acknowledging that there are educational programs on TV, but here I'm stating my viewpoint again by saying that most of the TV shows are inappropriate. Here's another example. While some people think that sneaking food into the movies is no big deal, you are breaking the rules, and rules are made to be followed. So here I'm acknowledging the opposition by saying that some people don't think it's a big deal, but I'm then reminding the readers of my viewpoint that it is a big deal and you are breaking the rules. Here's another example. Even though school uniforms take away from individual expression, they are more beneficial to school systems. So here again, I am acknowledging the counter, And then what I do in the second part is I restate my opinion. So let's try writing this, and let's specifically look at some guidelines to help you do this. What you need to do first is you need to decide on your particular belief, okay? So I'm looking right here at number 1. Decide on your belief and identify with why people may feel differently. So you have to, again, as a writer, acknowledge and understand both sides. Then what you're going to do with number 2 is you're going to start the sentence with the side that you disagree with. And again, this needs to start with a subordinating conjunction. So if we look here in my example, here's my subordinating conjunction, although, and then I have the side that I disagree with. Some TV shows can be educational. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the second part of this sentence, and I'm going to complete it with the main overarching reason for my viewpoint or my claim. Well, I believe that a hands-on experience is going to be more lasting than a passive learning experience. So when you write your opposing claim, it's going to be the opposing viewpoint, and then it's going to be your viewpoint. Go ahead and try to write this sentence right now. Please use the one that you see here as a model. Start the video once you have written this sentence. All right, so you guys have the opposing claim written, but now we have to dismiss it. So we have to dismiss the other side, so that first part of my opposing claim, the DC side, the dependent clause, as being ridiculous. I want to use rhetoric to do this, and I also want to use strong connotation, so a strong word choice. So here I wrote, let's be honest. Okay, I'm kind of talking to the audience here. Most people learn better by doing rather than watching. I think we've all heard that expression before, that if you're actually doing something, some sort of activity, that you're actually going to remember it better. So go ahead and try to write this dismissal of the opposition right now. When you are done with this, please come over and conference with me.